So thanks to Amazon, we picked up the D&D cookbook, and I really wanted to try out some of these recipes. They don't really fit in with my video game channel because technically D&D is its own separate thing. There's video games, tabletop games, books. I'm sure there's movies, are there TV shows? I don't even know, but I wanted to try out some of the recipes, and for this particular video I picked up the Yawning Portal Buttermilk Biscuits and also Par-Salian's tea. And I just want to say that D&D is probably one of those things that has stuck with me since I was preteen. I think I really got into D&D in middle school. That would have been like 2000, 2001, 2002. And I really didn't have anybody to play at the time. I didn't get to play until college, which would be in 2006, I think. So I have to say that most of my D&D knowledge came from reading books. There's a whole bunch of those books in the library, and I was always on a fantasy reading kick growing up. I think I read, I want to say at least one novel every, if not every day, then every few days. I went through novels like crazy. A lot of the novels were really not appropriate for someone of my age. I'm not even gonna lie on that one. But the D&D books, particularly, I think it's Sea of Storms was my first R.A. Salvatore book. I think that was in 2001-ish, which I would have been just leaving middle school, mid-middle school at that point. And between that and Neverwinter Nights coming out on PC, I completely fell in love with just the concept of D&D. I really wish I had somebody to play with at that age, but unfortunately, I didn't, and I had a variety of other issues to deal with before I really got to play D&D, and I still play D&D with friends to this day. It's a lot of fun. I love it. It's just my favorite thing. So I wanted to make some of the stuff from this book. I have like a whole bunch of recipes bookmarked, and the Yawning Portal biscuits were the first thing that I wanted to make because they looked really easy. They didn't take a lot of ingredients. 12 tablespoons of butter, but they looked really good. And I really wanted to try them out because they just sounded absolutely delicious. So I made them. And it didn't take too long to make them, actually. And they turned out really well. 12, like I said, 12 tablespoons of butter will probably do that. Plus, I think it was, I don't remember, it was like 1 tablespoon for greasing up the pan, and I think a couple tablespoons on top. So it was only like 9 tablespoons in the actual recipe itself, but that's still a lot of butter. And then I made Par-Salian's tea, which was a ginger, it's just a ginger lemon tea with mint. You add honey to it. I'm not a really big fan of honey in tea, so I didn't do that. I really don't have much to say about this particular recipe. I've never made tea from ginger before. We have ginger tea in like bags, but I've never been a big fan of it. I think it just tastes different. So I was kind of worried about this, but I think it turned out really well, and highly suggest making ginger tea, just hot water and ginger with these little lemon zests. I have no idea how to use a vegetable peeler. This is one of the things I'm going to be researching, how to properly use one. But you put it all into a mug, pour some hot water, let it do its thing, and it was really, really good. So I was really impressed. I really like this D&D cookbook. All the recipes look relatively simple, so I'm going to be making more of those, I think, for this channel, just to try them out, and we'll go from there. So just to end this, I'm going to read the little quote that they have from R.A. Salvatore's Streams of Silver inside the book with the Yawning Portal Buttermilk Biscuits. And it says, "When they ate breakfast, though, Regis hoped that more information would be forthcoming, for the biscuits that this traveler had given to Drist were truly delicious and incredibly refreshing. After only a few bites, the halfling felt as if he had spent a week at rest." And I have to agree, they were really good, particularly warm. Would highly suggest. Thank you all so much for watching this little episode of the D&D cookbook items. I'm hoping to do more of these at a later point, and I hope to see you guys then. Thanks for watching.